Allow me to introduce you to this little brown bird called the white-throated sparrow. Although they seem like an average backyard bird, some of them are carrying a super gene that turns them into an angry bird. This super gene is actually a chunk of one of their chromosomes that broke off and got reattached upside down. I'm representing the standard unbroken version of this chromosome here in blue, and next to it, the version that contains the super gene, represented by the red section. In white-throated sparrows, half the population has 2 copies of the standard blue chromosome, and the other half has this combination of 1 standard and 1 super. And when they have a copy of the super gene, they're more aggressive or angry than the ones that do not. My research is focused on one of the many genes inside of the super gene that is contributing to these sparrows becoming angry birds. And it's called vasoactive intestinal peptide, or VIP. VIP expression in a brain region called the anterior hypothalamus causes aggression in songbirds like the white-throated sparrow. Aggression in songbirds is displayed as singing, which is how they claim and defend their territory during the breeding season. So the more VIP is expressed in this brain region, the more aggressively they will sing. And if we compare VIP expression in the brain of an angry bird that has a super gene with a bird that does not, we find more VIP in the brain of the angry bird. So I wanted to know if expression of the super gene specifically was what was leading to this higher level of VIP in the brain. To do this, I measured VIP in sparrow brains in a way that allowed me to distinguish between the super gene version of VIP, the red squiggles, and the standard version of VIP, the blue squiggles. And I found that the super gene version of VIP is expressed more than the standard version of VIP. So one way that a gene can be expressed differently like this is methylation, which is like a bump on the genetic code that changes the expression of a gene, but doesn't change the sequence itself. And methylation usually suppresses gene expression, so the more a gene is expressed, the less it's methylated. And I'm working on measuring methylation of the whole VIP gene, but data from a small section suggests that the super gene is less methylated. And that agrees with my finding that the super gene is expressed more. So my research demonstrates that expression of super gene VIP in these angry birds is ramped up, and that the reason for this might be lower methylation of the super gene. And this increase of VIP in the brain may be contributing to these sparrows becoming angry birds. My research and these findings help us understand how a complex behavioral phenotype like aggression can be encoded in the genome. And research like this broadens our knowledge of the genetic basis of behavior, helps us and serves as a stepping stone for future research on how behavior evolves. So we still have a lot to learn, but thanks to this little brown bird, we now know a little bit more.